the drug will be tested on animals and in the labs. So it has to clear this complete testing. So end of the test, so the test generally it goes for 6 months to 1 year, wherein they will literally inject the drug into cats, rats, and then mice, and then they see if the drug is safe and if the drug is working for the purpose. That's what they observe during the preclinical. And once it crosses this phase, then it can go to the actual phase called clinical trials. In the clinical trials is where the drug is going to be tested on humans. So because you cannot consume a drug without testing, right? So first the drug goes under human trial phase, wherein it is conducted in different phases. There are 3 phases. In the phase 1, the drug is first tested on healthy volunteers. Say, for example, for cancer, a company has manufactured or invented a drug. So that drug first, before it goes to the cancer patients, it has to be first tested on healthy volunteers. So there will be generally 20 to 100 healthy volunteers on whom the drug will be tested. And for a year, they will monitor if they are facing any adverse events or if the drug is safe. So all those parameters will be observed. And then once in the end of the first year, if it is proven that the drug is good to go, then it goes to the second phase where it will be tested on 100 to 500 patients. And in this phase, it has to prove the safety, not only the safety and also the efficacy. Nothing but the drug has to prove that it has brought that cancer level down to 0. Okay. So once it is tested in phase 2, then it goes to phase 3, wherein with a huge population, the drug will be tested. 1,000, 10,000 patients will be recruited and the drug will be tested on the patients. And finally, if it clears the 3rd phase, then the drug can actually go to the market. So out of 10,000 test drugs, finally, 1 drug gets approved. And the overall time, if you see, it takes 12 years. It's an average time. Some drug may come in 8 years, some drug may come in 16 years. And there are some drugs like for COVID, the clinical trial phase was much faster because of so many people dying that the time was very less. But in average, it is 12 years that it takes for a drug from lab to reach the subjects, right? And reach the population, reach the people. And then not only it does not stop here. Even after 12 years, the drug will be continuously monitored in a phase called phase 4, which is also called as pharmacovigilance, which is also called as drug safety. So even after the drug goes to the market, when the consumer starts having the drug, the pharma companies are responsible to monitor if there are any safety events, and then it has to be reported to the agency. And then the agencies will see if there are any potential threats to the human population, and sometimes they stop the drug if it is creating some side effects, because any drug would come with some side effects. It may cure your cancer, but it may create something else. So for that, events will be observed in the remaining 2 years to 4 years or 6 years. That's how it goes. So it's a very big cycle. And so in the clinical trial, so I was working. I entered into a clinical research company, a company who is doing clinical research. So I joined a company who is supporting the pharma company. Generally, the pharma company has to do this end-to-end thing, but pharma companies will not have the complete capability to do this end-to-end thing. So what pharma companies, they generally do, they outsource this entire process to a company called clinical research organization or contract research organization. So contract research organization, generally, they do this end-to-end process and they submit all the reports to the pharma company, or they submit all the reports to the regulatory agencies. And in every phase, there are going to be regulators. So from India, it's going to be DCGI. And if it's US, then it's going to be US FDA. So every country have their regulatory bodies who would review each and every report and who would each and review every data and your statistics and everything. Only then they will approve you to the next phase. So every phase there are going to be approvals. So for all those things, generally these contract research companies, they help pharma companies to do that complete process. Okay, so if you are from the pharma background, so you may know the pharma companies, but you also should know the clinical research companies or contract research companies. So this life sciences. So in this clinical trial PV, everything it comes under life sciences, and it's a very huge area. Okay, wherein there are a lot of job opportunities which are coming up today in the clinical research and in the pharmacovigilance area. And when I entered into a contract, so I met Dr. Praveen in a CRO, in a contract research company which I joined. So in this company, so this company basically does all these process. Okay, and I looked at, okay, so it is taking so much of time. Okay, and in this so much of time, I have seen there are various software systems used because I'm basically from an IT background. Okay, I entered into a clinical research company. I started supporting pharma, but still I'm from an IT background. So I was looking at how from an computer science perspective, from an IT perspective, what changes I can bring in, or how can I contribute to this area. Okay, so that is how I was thinking. And then what I observed is that I have observed a problem, and then I have thought this I can provide a solution for the same. Okay, and then this is what I found. I mean, this is what I found as a problem, and this is what the solution that I wanted to give to this domain. So I'm sharing the next slide now. See, the problem what I have seen is in this entire phase, there are different teams working. You see, for example, if you have to conduct a clinical trial, you have to set up sites. You basically have to set up hospitals. You have to appoint doctors who are specialized in this area. Say if it's a cancer drug, you have to hire cancer doctors across different sites. Okay. So basically, there will be some 10 to 50 hospitals who will conduct this clinical trial where you would have hired some 1,000 patients. Okay, so now you need a team who has to go find these doctors. You need a team who will market and go find the patients. And you need a team who will manage the finances. And you need a team who will collect the patient's data on day-to-day basis. The patients, they come to the site every day. Right. So once you give the drug to them, you will observe them for 3 months. You will ask them to come after 3 months, after 6 months. So every time the patient comes, you will collect a lot of data from them. So like the vital signs, demographics, and history, medical history. So many data points that you will collect from them. So there are so many other different departments involved. Somebody has to ship the drug to all these hospitals. Somebody has to follow up with all these patients. So in that way, there are so many teams who work in this. And what I have seen is so many teams, they use various software tools. So there are different software tools, and then that are from different companies. So different companies have made different software tools, and they were serving only some specific teams need. Okay, and then I have seen there are a lot of places still there are paperwork. A lot of things are still on the paper or manually through the emails, and there were no automations. Everything is manual, and there is no real-time data. See, if you want to know at one side what is happening, how many patients have come today, and how many visits are completed. For all that information, you have to call up the site. You have to manually get that. You don't have a real-time analytics. And then because it's all completely disconnected, different systems, and it's all manual, I have seen there are some warning letters and there are some audit issues because regulatory may come and audit you anytime. So every time I have seen there are issues which are coming up. And apart from that, because of so many different software, so many people, I have seen a huge IT costs involved in that area. So which is basically because of all this disconnected process and because of manual process, there is a huge gap in the market. So that's what I have seen. So then my intention is to build one trial platform which can, basically it will serve, it will be like an end-to-end software from your protocol review, from your site selection. So all these processes which were addressed by different tools, different vendors, we made it as one platform. We built it as this platform is already live. This platform is already done. We built it in the last 5 years. So this platform, it completely reduces the overall process time. Basically, there are a lot of manual process, lot of approvals needed, lot of workflows needed. Everything we digitalized. So we made it as in one platform. Now it serves as an one platform where it completely converts you from paper to paperless, and it brings a lot of automation, a lot of manual work which was there in this process, wherein there are some reconciliations that will happen. Say the clinical team will collect some adverse events, the safety team will collect some adverse event, and the end of the day somebody else will sit and reconcile all those things. So all those kind of manual work we automated. So now the system does it. System collects data from the safety module and also from the clinical module. It reconciles it and it gives the differences. And then right now this system, we brought a real-time analytics where any pharma company or any sponsor, he just sits in one place and he will be able to observe his complete clinical trial status in one place. So he can see how many patients were recruited and how many were given the drug and how many adverse event happened. Everything comes in one place. Okay, so the real-time analytics. So see, if suppose some site is not performing, if you identify it correctly upfront, if some site is doing a lot of mistakes, if you identify upfront, that is going to save a lot of time. This 12-year time can be brought down. Okay, so that is, so if we bring down this 12 years to 9 years, and definitely that is good. So generally this average cost is going to cost you 30 to 40 million investment, around 200 crore for a drug to come to the market, the companies have to spend. So we developed this platform so that this can not only save your time from 12 years, we also always wanted to bring it to 8 years, 9 years. Okay. And so that because this 9 years is mandatory because something cannot be changed because the patient have to be observed means they have to be observed for 1 year, 2 year, but all the unnecessary process, unnecessary delays, unnecessary manual work, everything can be streamlined. That's what we have done with this platform. With this platform, the companies can really save 30% of time and also the cost. There is a huge cost that they can save, and more than the cost, if the time we save the time, then the drug goes faster to the market. When it goes faster to the market, it is definitely benefiting all our community. All right. So that is our intention. And so now with the software, so we have tried maximum automations and we build this end-to-end product. So this product will have a lot of modules, So wherein, so this so end to end, right? So from your planning your clinical trial and your conduct of your trial and your submissions. So now from this tool, you can submit a lot of reports to regulatory agencies directly. That's how we have built. And then the post marketing also, you can completely monitor the post marketing and you can submit the cases directly to the agency. And apart from that, there are a lot of other process like managing the SOPs, managing the quality systems and trainings. So everything now can be managed in the platform. This is the overall picture of our platform actually. Okay, so with this platform right now, we have already helped a lot of customers on reducing the time and their money. And also we have tried our best to contribute something to this life sciences area. Okay, so right now, if you look at our company, so this is our company profile right now. So it was built in last 5 years. So we have, so because of this very good product that we built, so we have 100 plus clients who are using this product today. So there are 100 plus clients across the globe. 100 plus pharma companies are using. So these are some of the logos. I could say share you some of the company logos also who are using this product. So you may be knowing Novartis, Himalaya Drugs, you may know, and MSN, and there are so many pharma companies and so many clinical research organizations who are using our product today, the clinical trial product today. And as I said, it's more than 100 customers, 100 pharma companies trusted our platform today, and they are using it today. Okay. And there are 100 plus clinical studies which are running today, and we have gone through US FDA and EMA inspections on our software platforms, and we have cleared it, all of them. Okay. So this is basically an end-to-end clinical trial platform, which can streamline all your clinical trial and the pharmacovigilance process. So going from an IT background into a pharma field, so I identified an area where we can really bring in a lot of changes and with my best efforts and interest and with my good team. So we are able to give that. We are able to give that to the industry, and in the short span of in the 5 years time, we were able to make 100 plus pharma companies trust our product and start using our product. Okay, and this clinical research line is again a big line. Clinical research and pharmacovigilance, these two areas are really a growing area. Where a lot of things has to be developed, and we will continue to do that. We'll continue to do that as a company. So that's quickly an introduction about, I mean, that's quickly about the industry that we are working and the products and strength that we have built. Okay, so now I will just go through my journey on how I have built this. Okay, and from which background I have come and what I have built, how I have built this is what I want to take you next. I hope my screen is visible to all of you, right? So I'm just sharing my screen. Hope my screen is visible to you all. Okay. Okay, so my journey, right? So as an individual, how I started and where I have gone through, I just want to give that background quickly. Okay, so I was born and brought up in Kotagiri. Again, it's in Nilgiris district, Tamil Nadu. So you may know this place, which is very close to Namakkal. It's not very far. And so my parents were working in a tea factory. They were working in a tea. They were basically laborers. They were working in a tea factory in Kotagiri for living. Okay. So and I come from a very humble background. I would say instead of using the word poor, I will say I come from a very humble background. So when I mean my parents they worked and they made us to study. Okay, so I mean, when we are working, I know, as I remember, their salaries are 5 rupees per hour. That is the salary that they were drawing. And even I have worked many days. I have worked during my weekends. I used to work in the factory that they were working, and again, my wage is 5 rupees per hour, right? So that gives me some money that adds to my family, right? That contributes to my family. So that is the background we have come, and I mean, those days I did not have a proper shoes to wear, and even we have to walk. The schools that I have studied, I have to walk an hour to reach to the school, and ultimately some of the family members they helped us, but still we had a really tough time. And then till my 10th standard, I was studying in a school which is again a government higher secondary school, and I come from a Tamil medium background. So I studied in government higher secondary school, Edakadu. I don't know how many people will know this place. This place is again a very remote village. Is from where I come, and until my 9th standard I was here, and from my 10th standard I moved to a different school in Kotagiri. But till 9th standard I was here. So till 9th standard in this school, if you look at the staffs, we had only 5 to 6 staffs working in this school. You know the government school, right? So it was a very poor school, I would say, and most of the times we did not have staffs in the classes. Until 9th standard, I really don't know what I studied till 9th standard. So so basically I did not get even a basic education till my 9th standard. And so luckily I had one good teacher, and he was teaching science. Okay, so I know only science, and in the science subject, when I completed my 9th standard, in my science book, I know only one chapter. I have because he has taken that one chapter throughout the year, so I know only that one chapter. And the remaining science book I don't know, and I have never opened the maths book or English book or anything, nothing. So it's a Tamil medium. So that is how till my 9th standard my education was. And 10th standard, my father has to shift to a different place. He has to shift to a different factory. So we moved to a different place. So when I went there for my 10th standard, uh, because see, if you complete 9th and go into a 10th standard, right? Every school will look at their results, right? So they cannot just like they take a government school boy. So nobody gave me an opportunity. So I did not get an entry to do my 10th standard. Okay, no schools were ready to accept. So in my 10th, my parents were ready to at least put me in some decent pool, but no schools were ready to accept. And then finally there was a school. I mean, he was a father. His name is Perinayagam. So he was a father, and a person like only him can take the risk and he can accept. So you know what they made us to write an exam. Basically, well, 10th exam. So they called all the staffs. Okay, so the father called the max staff, the science staff, and the English staff, and everyone, and they gave us some questions and asked me to write. It's from the 9th standard subject. But anyway, I have not studied any of the books, right? So I couldn't write anything in those papers. So my English paper, zero. My maths paper, zero. Everywhere, I couldn't write anything because I don't know anything. But only one subject I wrote, the science, because the one lesson which I learned in 9th standard, I wrote it completely. And only the science teacher in this school, she was impressed. She said, I have the confidence on this guy because whatever he has learned, he has learned it thoroughly. This one lesson only he has learned, and he's very strong in that lesson. I feel I can make him pass in my science subject. But the maths teacher and the other teachers were not ready. But then I said, sir, give me an opportunity, give me 3 months time. Okay, you see till your next quarterly exam. And if you feel I am not worth, then you can throw me out of the school. That's the boldness that I had that time. So that is the boldness I had. And then the father and the other people, they discussed, and they were really nice people. They wanted to take a risk and they gave me the opportunity. And they took me in the class. Okay, and I studied my 10th standard. And when I finished my 10th standard, I was the top scorer in the school. And unfortunately, I missed the first, but I was the second. So I scored more than 80 percentage. And even in the quarterly itself, they know I'm not a person who don't want to study. They understood that I came from a bad background, so I did not study. But now they understood that I'm a brilliant. Okay, so in quarterly itself, I proved I was scoring the first rank in the school, and half yearly, and in the end of the 10th standard, I came up with very good school. They were so happy, and I would say that's a turning point in my life too. And then I went to a little better school in Udumalpet for my 12th standard, and then again I cleared it with more than 80-85 percentage. And then I went to my college, which is, again, you may know this college, but right now this college is not there. Seems like this college is closed. I studied in Abhineshi, Maharaja Engineering College, and 2005. And again I had a lot of challenges because coming from a complete Tamil medium background, entering into a college, and I know some of you may also have faced the challenge today, or you may be very lucky to come from a proper English medium, so you may not have those challenges. But for people who are coming from a Tamil medium background, and the two from the background that I have studied, where till 9th standard I do not have a proper education, for me it was so difficult. It was so difficult during my college days. I had hurries ultimately because it was not so easy. In the first year, on the first year and second year, I was completely down. The second year also, I was having backlogs because it's not because I was roaming with my friends or anything. It is because of what kind of background I have come from. It was so difficult to pick up English, and it was so difficult to pick up the subjects, and it was so difficult for me to pick up that kind of atmosphere and everything. It was very difficult. But then in 2 years, I have overcome all those things. And in my third year, I did not have any backlogs, and I was scoring in the top. And when I completed final year, again, I was I came out with honors. I completed with honors. It again, honest in the sense, it's a decent score. I couldn't say I scored 90%, but it is at least a decent score that I did, and I completed my college. So only thing I was having is I was trying for it. I was trying to do it. I never lost my hope. I was keep trying. I was keep trying. In all my days, from day one to till day, I always have that hope. I always think that I should try. If I try, okay, I'm failing or not, it's okay. But I wanted to try. That's what I did, and I finished my graduation. And then and then also it was not so difficult. My first job, which I got again in Coimbatore only, I joined my first job. Again, it's an IT side only, a programming job only. But my first salary was 4,500 rupees INR per month. That was my first salary. So that time, that money itself is not enough for my expenses per month. Easily 4,500. Nowadays we can't even consider that. But those days, at least 15 years back, it was okay. 4,500, I can do a basic living without any luxury expenses. I can do a basic living. That's how I lived for almost 2 years. And in the same company, I got a very good. I mean, in the 2 years, I proved in that company that I am capable of, and I can really give something to the company. That's what I proved them. And because of my hard work and dedication, see, I would say that I'm an average student. Okay, I would not say I'm such a brilliant or anything. I'm an average student. But only thing is I am very dedicated, and I put a lot of hard work. That is what this company liked about me. And then they increased my salary to 25,000 INR per month. So that is how I mean in 2 years they increased it, and that time it was a very good salary for me. And then slowly I got hold of my career, and then I moved to Roxanne Research Limited. This is the clinical research company I was mentioning. This is where I met Dr. Praveen also, and for about 3 years I was there in this company, and this is where I learned this pharmaceutical domain. Till here, I did not have any relationship with pharma. And this is where I entered into a pharmaceutical domain. I learned this domain. I learned about this clinical trials and pharmacovigilance. And then I started thinking, what can I do? Okay, but I was just thinking only because see, just with 2 years, 3 years experience, you cannot straight away go and build something. You cannot go and innovate something. You have to wait. You have to learn. You have to learn more and more. Only then you can take some big steps. So then I joined a company called HCL Technologies, again in the same domain. The HCL also serving pharmaceutical domain, pharmaceutical companies. Through them, I worked with companies like Merck and Otsuka and so many companies. And then I moved to Accenture. Accenture is one of the IT company again, who are again serving the pharma and life sciences companies. See, there are so many IT companies who are serving pharmaceutical companies also today. And so in these years, if you look at this from the HCL Technologies, and when I went to Accenture, right? So it has been 2005 to 2015. Okay, in these 10 years. So 2005 to 2015. And when I was in Accenture, my salary has grown 100 times. So it is just only two things. One is dedication. Second is hard work. And I wanted to do something new. So this is the third thing. These are the three things I had in mind, because of which, so from 4,500 to I was almost drawing for 4 lakh, 5 lakh per month in the Accenture when I was working with Accenture. So that is how I have grown. And from there, I moved to USA for 2 years, for a couple of years. And I was again working with HCL and HCL America. And till 2017, I was working and I made some savings. Okay, this is all because of these high paid salaries which I got in Accenture and the other companies, I started saving the money. And after I made some savings, and after I saved my family also from the commitments, see, I have to support my sister's marriage, and I have to support my father's medical expenses. So because and I have to get married, and then family expenses. So it's all started coming. Right. And then I have to save some money. So I was able to make only little savings, though I was earning more. There were expenses because I am the only person. I have to support the entire family. I was supporting it, and I brought them to a decent standard. Then I did not have much savings, but I had only little savings. With that, I wanted to really build this product. That is how. And then 2016 and 17 is when I started this company. Okay, so that is when I started this company. So I collected some funds from my family and friends. There were some friends and family who trusted that this guy can really build this company, and they trusted me, and they invested very little. It's not huge, very little, and I invested some from my savings. And then my company journey, this Clinivo Technologies journey started after this. Okay, so the Clinivo Technology in 2017 I started, which is 5 years back. I started this company with 5 employees because I was able to afford only 5 employees that time. And then talking about this company's journey. So in 2017, I started this company. Okay. And then 2017 to 18, we had 5 employees. So I recruited 5 people, and I started in a very small, I could say it's a shed only, literally. It's a small shed. And I'm lucky to have these 5 people who trusted me and came and worked with me in that shed. And I was paying around 15,000 rent for the shed. Yeah, it was 5 employees and one client we got and one product we built. Means the entire product, I built it in phases. So and then in 2018 to 19, I grown this company to 9. So in 1 year, there were 9 employees, and I had 5 clients. So because of the product's future, I mean, it's a futuristic product. So we started onboarding the clients very fastly. And in 2019, I just doubled the employee count. There were 18 people were working under me, and with the 10 plus clients. And in 2020 to 21, there were 35 employees, and 21 to 22, there were 70 employees, 70 plus employees who added up. And right now, I have 100 plus employees who are working in the office that I am sitting today. And it is our own office. So we own this office, which is in Bangalore Electronic City. We own this office. where we have 100 plus employees and we have 100 plus clients. And we have offices in not only in India, but also in USA, Europe, UK, and yeah, ultimately India. In all these places also we have our registered offices. We have people working across. So that is the level of the company today. And not only this, so now we feel the product is completely ready. The people are accepting where we want to go. Okay, so by 2030, my goal is that to make this company a 1,000+ employees company, because from nowhere we were able to make it as 100 employees with 100 clients. So now we have everything. We have money, we have people, we have products. Now easily by 2030, we wanted to make this as a 1,000 employees company, and we wanted to be the number one software vendor in this life sciences market. These are our two main objectives that we have, and we are really confident that we would be achieving this even much faster. Also, we may achieve this. We need not to wait till 2030. In next 2-3 years, also we may achieve this goal. That is how we are going today. Okay. So to do this, so now I've spoken about the company and the product, and I have spoken about my personal life, and I have explained you my company journey. Okay, so how all these things were possible? These things were possible by very few things only. Very few things, I would say. Okay. The first thing I want to, because what I would like to say is that you guys are so young. Your bloods are hot today. So you guys have a lot of power. You guys have a lot of energy. You can achieve a lot. Don't think that you are just studying something. Okay. You think you have to whatever you study, you have to excel. That is the first thing that you should learn, right? So because I studied only one lesson very strongly, I was able to get an entry in my 10th standard. Otherwise, I don't know where I would have been by now, right? So even I have gone to some interviews. In the interviews also, the expectations are the same. Whatever you know, you should know it very thoroughly, and you should be a master in what you are doing. It can be a small thing, but you have to be a master in that thing. Right? So, but in my experience, how I have come across and what I would like to tell you, tell this generation, tell you people is that first thing is the dedication, right? So I was so dedicated in my all these years. I was so dedicated about my work and about what I want to build. I was so dedicated, and absolutely, if you are dedicated, definitely it will give it back to you. See, basically what you reap is like what you sow only, right? What you are planting today will come to you. So if you are, I mean, if you are not dedicated, if you are so easy with your current studies, or it can be your current trainings, anything, then absolutely that is what you are going to get back. I mean, it is going to give you that easy only. If you are so easy, then you are going to get the same easy. If you are dedicated, then you are going to get something which is going to be so interesting to you, which will motivate you. Okay, so keep that in mind. Whatever you do, be dedicated. If you're not dedicated, don't do that. If you don't like it, then don't do that. Okay. So whatever things you accept, so today you have to study, be very dedicated to it. So you have 5 subjects, 6 subjects you have to study, and you have to clear your exams. Do that with the dedication. You can have all other things. You can have friends, you can have family, you can have parties, you can have so many other things, but still on your studies, you should have the dedication, right? And the second thing what I wanted to insist on is the hard work. So if you are having a holidays, don't just kill the time. The time is so important. You will not get back this time. The time is so important. Whenever I had a holiday, I never had a holiday, because if I am working 5 days, the next 2 day I will be delivering some trainings in to some companies, or I will be doing some part-time work. It's all for building this product only. Okay, so don't waste your time. That is one. Second is you work hard. This is the age you can work. See, after certain years, you cannot work. After, and then you are in the period of doing something. Right now is the time. See, I have come to this level because On the right time, I have put the dedication and hard work. Now, if I am sitting and putting my dedication and hard work, I don't know if I will be able to go up. But because I have put my hard work and dedication in the right time, okay, on the right time, I have put everything. Now it has given the results. And I need not to, really put that much of hard work or dedication today, because now the company will run on its own. Now I have directors, I have people who are highly paid here. They are running the company. So I'm kind of taking the back seat today because it's done on the right time. I have invested on the right time. I have put my dedication and hard work. So now I can relax, right? So you put hard work on the right time and on the right thing. Okay, put your hard work on the right thing. And the third thing that I want to say is that be bold. Don't fear for anything. So you may have today, you may have a lot of backlogs, or you may be weak in some subjects. Okay. Don't be afraid of it. Don't think that you may get failed, or don't think that you may not be able to clear degree, or don't think that you may not be able to score 90%, or don't think that you may not be able to get a job. Don't think that you are not able to speak up. So anything, these are all, everyone would have faced these challenges. Everyone would have gone through this stage. So be bold, don't fear. Okay, so for anything you have to be bold, and you have to face it very strongly. So if you are bold, and if you are dedicated, and if you put your efforts to it, 100% is going to come back to you. Okay, so you don't have to share for anything. Okay, be bold enough to try. That is my third advice. And fourth one is you make your choice. Okay, so you make your choice, and you think, what do you prefer? What do you prefer is nothing but, see, why I am insisting this is the right time for you. Okay, this time is so sensitive when you guys are in college days. This time, if you do a small mistake, if you don't complete your degree and if you don't go out, you're going to lose your future. I mean, see, today I have people, I know people who were, were not serious on their degree, who were not serious on their trainings, and they are all suffering today. They enjoyed during the college days, and they are literally suffering today for with a minimum salary or with a low level job where people are illiterating them. So those kind of jobs only we will end up with. So you just think you want to enjoy now. So today you may be having a lot of fun, bunking the classes and whatnot, doing party and going out with friends. All those things you will be enjoying it today, but the time is very short. So 3 years, 4 years, when you complete your degree, when you come out, you should have completed it properly. You should have completed some practical trainings which are needed in the market. And you should commit basically these two main things only: complete your degree well, and then complete a training. That is what I would say. If you miss that, and if you are just enjoying now, and definitely the future is going to be very difficult. Okay, so and then again, you think through these questions, or you suffer now. It's not even suffering. You are going to put your hard work and dedication, put it for next 3 to 4 years. Okay, you suffer now. It's okay. Some other people may be enjoying it. It's okay. Forget it. You put your efforts. You have to grow. You have to enjoy your life in the future. So you suffer now, and definitely you will enjoy later. You will definitely enjoy later. See, I literally suffered like what I have put my efforts for first 10 to 20 years, and now I'm telling you I'm in such a comfortable situation. So I have everything what I want. And if I don't want to work, I don't want to work. I can quit my work today. I can go anywhere. I can go a whole trip. Everything I can enjoy today. That is all because of the efforts that I have put in the past. Okay, during your age, I have put in a lot of efforts. I have been so dedicated. I've been so hardworking. Because of it, I achieved all these things, and I'm enjoying the benefits today. So that's why. So I would tell you that you suffer now, and then you celebrate it later. Okay. And also see, and also in your journey, people will talk. Okay, people always talk. Okay, but you don't ignore all of them. Don't listen to others. They are all not going to be with you. Nobody, I have very few friends who are well-wishers. Apart from that, there are thousands of people with whom I studied, but no one is there today. Okay, so nobody is going to come to you for lifelong. So people who are talking now about you, any negative things, forget about them, ignore them, and you do what is correct. Just because of people are talking, then don't think that you have to change your route, right? And then apart from this, one last point is that set your goals very clearly, what you want to do. Okay. So set your goals. So when you set the goals right now, from my perspective, what your goals to be today? That is today. Okay, see, tomorrow you may want to be an entrepreneur. You want to start up your own company. You have to grow big. It's all there. It's all your long-term goals. But from my perspective, what should be your short-term goals? What is the goal that you should take right now? One is that complete your course very well, score well, score well. Okay, and you ask, see, that is what is seen in the industry. When people are recruiting, we first thing we look at in the profile is the score. What is the score he has done, she has done? Okay, and then if you have any backlogs today, don't even worry. You clear the backlogs before you come out of the college, and nobody is going to bother about your backlogs. Only thing you have to make sure that you clear everything before you come out of the college. That is the only thing that you have in mind. So I have seen people who have cleared 15 backlogs, 20 backlogs in one semester itself. If you put hard work, if you are dedicated, definitely you can achieve it, and try to score as well as possible. And the second thing is thoroughness. So whatever subject you know, be strong on that. You may like any one of the subject in your today. So you may having 5 to 6 subjects in that. If you are strong in one, if you are liking one subject, be strong in that particular subject, because tomorrow when you come out of the college, when you go for an interview, the interviewer, the first thing that he will ask is which subject you like. They will not ask interview questions just like that. I mean, I don't know. Some of the people you guys have faced some interviews, but how generally the interviewers do is that they will ask you to pick the subject. They will say, okay, which subject you like? Okay, you like, you like this specific subject. Okay, then let me ask the questions from there, because what they wanted to see is that on whatever you learned, how strong you are. Okay, so when you are coming out, you have an interest and you be on a specific subject very strongly. I mean, if you're going to be strong in all the subject, then nothing like that. Be like that. But if suppose your interest is towards one subject, be a master in that. Go in deep, be very strong in that, so that tomorrow you go to an interview, you can tell the interviewer that, sir, I am very strong in this subject only. Okay, you can tell that. So there are interviewers always, they will ask questions from that subject only. That's what I have, whenever I have faced any interviews, that's what I have seen. And whenever, my interviewers go and take, that is what they also do. That is the second thing. And third thing that I want to is that communication. See, now you all may know today, without communication, it is very difficult to survive. If you have good communication skills, so one is English, right? Basically from I mean, when we come part of Tamil Nadu, then it's kind of difficult only. But today you guys, I know you may be better in communication. Maybe you may be better than me or anyone also in the communication. But what I would strongly insist is that if you are little weak in this area, please correct it before you come out of the college. Because if your communication is very poor, then getting into the line that you wanted is going to be very difficult. The communication has become mandatory today. It is very, very important today. And you don't have to speak, a hi-fi, a very stylish language and all. Whatever you want to communicate, it has to be communicated properly to the opponent party. That is what you should make sure. For that, only thing what you have to do is that you speak up. Don't think that you can't speak. Come out of the fear. That is the third point which I have highlighted. Be bold. Don't fear. See, if there are any competitions in your college, go and attend it. Go and say, why can't you go and speak? If there are any group discussions, go and involve in that. Try speaking. And if you have to learn English, the only easy thing is that you start thinking in English. Say, for example, stand up, or you sit in the seat, or you go for an evening walk. So all those things you start thinking in English only. Small things, and it's all your close friends only, right? You will start speaking in English only. Don't use Tamil language. I mean, I'm not opponent about any language, but any local language I'm saying. So within your groups, you guys start speaking in English, so that it will not take more than 6 months for you to confidently talk to anyone once you come out of the college. Just 6 months. Just 6 months you think you have to speak in English only. That is very needed because now you know the industry how it is growing. It's growing rapidly. There are so many companies coming inside India. So you have plenty of opportunities in the pharmaceutical fields. I mean, there are so many jobs out there in the pharmacy field, in the clinical research, life sciences, everywhere, but communication is must. You guys have to work on it. And the last thing is learn some practical skill. Go attend a training before you come out of the college. See, don't think you will go out of the college and then learn something. Why don't you do it within your college? See, the time is so important, right? So before you complete your degree, learn something practical. So you will have a lot of staffs, right, who are experienced. They know the industry, like Dr. Praveen and so many people. They know the industry. Talk to them and understand what is the trend today. What are the things that you guys can learn. So do that. So try for internship in some companies or go to some trainings and get trained. So some practical skill has to be there. So these four things are the things that I really see that you guys have to do right now. It's like a short-term goal only. In the future, see, your futures are there. You can do anything. I know. See, when I am able to do something like this, when definitely you guys are going to do much more than this, that I know. But these are some basic things I would like to highlight that you guys have to be taking care of. Okay, so these are the 5 things you keep in mind. So as I said, so make your choice and be bold and do hard work and be dedicated and nothing like that. You will be able to definitely achieve anything that you wanted. Okay, so see, when a person like me, when an average person coming from such a poor background, able to create opportunities for hundreds and thousands of people and started making millions of dollars. When a person like me is able to achieve this in this last 10 to 15 years, you guys have come up from a very good background. You guys speak very good English. You guys have a good knowledge. You guys are scoring well, and you guys are already in such a social media world. So you guys are much better than me. So when I am able to do this, then I expect or I hope you guys will do 10 times or 100 times bigger than me, and then definitely you can do that because sky is the limit. You can reach any heights, guys. You everyone have that capability, but only thing is you have to put it in the right direction and use your time wisely, and then definitely you will be in a different place altogether in coming years. Okay, so yeah, having said that, so thank you. That is what I wanted to talk today. So I will leave it to the floor. So if you guys have any specific questions, you can ask me. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now the session is open for discussion. Hello, sir.
So yeah, if you guys have any questions, you can even type it in the chat. If at all you can't speak, you can type it on the chat, and then I can answer it. And if there are no questions, then I really would thank Poway College of Engineering Management and the staffs who have invited me to take up this event.
Yeah, so if anyone is having any questions, please ask. Yeah, I think there is a question in the chat box saying that internship are available for clinical trials.
Yes, Dr. Praveen, we could arrange actually. We will plan that with you, Praveen, and then we will see how we can arrange the internship for your students. Definitely, we'll work on that so that we would see what they can learn from our company.
Yeah, definitely. And one more small request, from Arun, if you can, you can visit our college and we can have a discussion with the principal also, because
Mhm.
they have few ideas on developing software and other things
Okay.
with the IT department. So actually, he asked me whether you're coming here. I said it's I mean online. So he said if you can, no. So we can arrange for a meeting or something. Either we come there or you come there. Anything is okay. Okay, that we'll have in the later discussion, I think, right?
Sure, Praveen. Definitely, we'll plan that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. And I see a few questions are popping up in the chat box. Please, somebody can read out the questions for Arun.
Yeah, so there is a question how I can be placed in clinical trial, how many steps I should take. See, for placing in clinical trials, right? See, right now there are so many training institutes you may be able to find. So you can do a clinical trial course. So because it's going to be an learning for you. So you can look at for clinical training institutes. Maybe I can suggest some institutes later to Praveen, and then you can get that information from Praveen sir. So there are some good institutes who are doing a very decent clinical research training actually. So there is also one of the institute. So in fact, so our one of our sister company also has an institute which is an clinical research and pharmacovigilance institute, which is the name of Asta Kenis. You can try this also. I mean, you can look at others also. So you can compare this Asta Kenis clinical research institute. So this is one of the institute. They are teaching clinical trials with practical hands-on knowledge and even the pharmacovigilance. That is one way you can look at. You can do the courses, and then there is one more question is what about placements? See the placements again. It depends on your college, and if you come out of the college, there are a lot of companies, lot of clinical research companies and pharma companies. Again, there are a lot of clinical research. There are a lot of clinical research companies out there, but they will all look for some trainings that you have completed. So it's better you guys think of doing some clinical research training if you are interested in traveling in clinical research area. That will definitely help you. And these institutes, they will help in arranging some job interviews also. So you can try those institutes. Okay. And may know the products that you are selling. See, we sell all the software products, so you can visit our website. So you can visit our website. I have pinged my company website name here. So there you can see the products that we have. It's all products for clinical trials mainly. I have pinged my company website wherein you can see the products that we are selling. And there is one more thing, one more question is, I am thought of becoming entrepreneur. So what are the difficulties you have faced while starting the company? See, again, the starting the company, again, I mean, it's not one challenge. There are so many challenges which I will need a lot of time to explain. Okay, but few things are that you should have a first is your idea. Okay, first, what I would suggest is first you go and work in some place, gather some experience. Immediately after the college, don't think you want to do something. Okay, so don't think you should do something because today you may get some 10 ideas, but which once you go and do it practically, you will know that it is not the right idea. So first you go somewhere, work for a few years, work for some 5 years, and then gather very good knowledge, very good experience about the market or whatever you want to do. You learn more and more about it, and then you think of doing. Just like that, I have seen many entrepreneurs fail because their idea is wrong. So idea is so important. Idea, and second is validating the idea. You have to go and you have to see if that idea works out. So for that validation, you need a lot of time. Yeah, and then third is you have to find a right partner with you. You have to find a right a partner who can support you. You cannot do it alone. Everything you can't do it alone. You have to find a right co-founder, I would say. So one is a very good idea. Second is a very good co-founder that you have to find. Third is who can support you financially. And then any idea, it takes 3 to 5 years to come up. So you should have time. You should have money for 3 years to 5 years. So those are the few things that I would like to tell you. So and then the next thing is, next question is, how will you select volunteers for clinical trial? See, volunteer for doing clinical trial, generally it's all through advertisements. The volunteers, they go, and you may have a question on why volunteers will go. The volunteers nothing but say if your closed one has been impacted by any disease, and if they are no more, then absolutely if there is a drug coming out for that, and if they are calling for a volunteer, then you will do it. That's how the volunteers, they go. Mostly it's like a social service only volunteers, but the patients, there are so patients, because so many people, they can't find the cure by paying money, right? So they go as volunteers and they go participate in the clinical trials, and it is generally through advertisements only, and generally every hospital, they do clinical trial today. Okay, so like you take the Apollo Hospital, Malar Hospital, and so many hospitals, they are doing clinical trials today. So the patients who couldn't afford the actual available drugs, then they encourage them to join the clinical trial. Again, it's all the doctors only. So the doctors who are working with all these hospitals, right? They have connections with the patients, and they inform the patient about the clinical trial which is going to happen. So today in India, the patients are introduced by the doctors only. Okay, that is how the most patients are coming. So, and there is a question, if automation works come in your company, then how manpower can be used? See, not everything can be automated. There are only some manual junk data entry process can be automated, but human brain never be human brains, or the human intervention can never be replaced, right? So definitely you need humans to work on that. So your strength will ultimately go. Automation is to save your time and your energy, what human cannot do, right? And yeah, see, our company coming to your college for placement, we have, I mean, we will see, we will discuss with Dr. Praveen, and we have not yet come to your college. We will definitely discuss with Praveen and the management to see how we can really collaborate with your college, so that we will something work on. And okay, so there's a question on pharmacovigilance. So again, it's a big topic. See, it's nothing but, see, okay. See, now you are consuming a drug. Okay, you're taking some tablets, and you take a tablet or you take a drug, and you suddenly become unconscious. So what you do generally? So what we do is that we get up and we drink water and then we move forward. But that is not the right thing to do. If you are facing such an, so this is called adverse event, right? You become unconscious or you get headache after taking a medicine. So basically the medicine you are taking for some other purpose. Say you have a stomach ache, you are taking a medicine and you are getting a headache. That is called side effect. The side effects, it has to be reported. It has to be reported to the pharma company. You should call the pharma company and say, see, in the medicine that you are buying, if you take the medicine and you see there is going to be a leaflet, there is going to be a email ID, or there's going to be a number. They will say, if there are any side effects, call this number or email to this. So you call that number and they will detailedly ask you what adverse event you faced, and they will record the adverse event and they will report it to the regulatory agency saying that my drug was consumed by Chandru, and then he has got this adverse event, and now I'm reporting this to the agency. So like that, say like you, the same drug, if 10 more people, 100 more people have taken around the world, and if they are facing the same headache, then really that drug has some problem. So that is how the regulators will come to know, because of this reporting only, the regulators will come to know this drug has to be stopped. So now it's everyone's responsibility to report to the pharma company, and the pharma company is responsible for reporting to the regulatory agency. So this entire process is called pharmacovigilance. So basically adverse event reporting. That is called the pharmacovigilance process. It's a very interesting domain. You can learn more. It's a very interesting domain actually. The knowledge is one is by learning, and second is that you have to join some training institutes only, which can really give you that, or an internship. See, the best way to learn what is industry, right? The one is the training institutes. Again, be careful about choosing, because you should not learn the theory again. You should learn practical things. So find a good training institute. Second is try for internships. These two ways you can really learn what is happening in the industry. Okay. Apart from that, see, more and more you learn from book, it may not be so useful. So I would really recommend for a training institute or for an or for an internship things actually. There is one question: what is validation protocol in clinical trials? See, validation protocol, when you say, see, anything has to be validated. Now in the clinical trial, anything you use, it can be a software, or it can be a device, or it can be anything that you use for a clinical trial, that has to be validated, and you have to have the proof that this tool works as expected. That proof has to be shown to the any regulators, because this is a very sensitive domain, right? You are playing with human lives. You are you are injecting the drug to patients, and you are monitoring the patient, and the patients may die, or any side effects may happen, and it's such a sensitive area. So any device that you use in these clinical trials, or any software, the software also, it should not put some wrong values. It should not generate a wrong statistics. Because of that, the final report only will change. So everything has to be validated. Validated is nothing but has to be tested thoroughly. Okay, so that testing is what called validation in this clinical trial. And the validation protocol is that the documents which are used for validating the softwares, or validating the devices, or the tools which are used in the clinical trial. So that is what is called validation protocol actually. And so what do you expect as a job provider, right? See, what we expect in the company, what generally we expect, right, from a profile. The first thing is, as I mentioned, it has to be a decent score. That is number one. Second thing, when we talk to the candidate, the communication has to be average or above average. Means at least the average. Basically, we would see if the person is able to communicate with us. That is second thing that we look at. And the third thing is that, as I said, whatever subject he likes, or whatever subject he has read it, we want to make sure that he's strong in that. How strong he is in that area, whether he really understands it in depth. That is what we see. That is the third thing we see. Fourth thing, as an additional advantage is who has already done a clinical trial course or a pharmacovigilance course, who has already done it. So which is, again, for us, it's easy, right? Once you come here, we don't have to again teach you the basic of clinical research, pharmacovigilance and everything. So we always expect a candidate has already gone through these courses from some institute, some known institute, so that it makes our lives easy. So that is what, these are the four things we look at. Basically the score, average communication, and whatever you know, you should be strong. And fourth is an additional added advantage is that you complete any course. That's what generally, whatever I have seen, even the CROs, most of the CROs and everyone who are recruiting from outside, right? That's what they see. This is what they see actually. Okay, I think I have answered all the questions. So,
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks everyone, and thank you students and staffs and the management for giving me this time. And
Thank you,
thank
sir.
you. Yeah, thank you everyone.
Now,
Uh,
now I call upon Miss Soumya from third year pharmaceutical technology to give vote of thanks.
It's my privilege to propose a vote of thanks in this occasion. First of all, I would like to thank our most respected chief guest of the day, Mr. Arun Kumar Devrat, for sharing this successful journey in a field of clinical research and development. Thank you, sir, for your thought-provoking session. I would like to express my sincere gratitude to our principal, sir, IIC Vice President, and Mohan Priya ma'am for their guidance and support. I also thank Dr. Pravin Kumar, Professor and Head Department of Pharmaceutical Technology, for his support and guidance. I like to thank our beloved faculty members and all the coordinators of this webinar for making this movement a great success. Once again, thank you all.
Students are requested to fill the feedback form.
yeah. Thank you all for joining. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks everyone. Bye.
Yeah. Bye-bye. Sir, thank you, sir.